Hi, I'm Ranger Kimiko DePedro. I'm a seasonal park ranger over at Rosie the Riveter World War II Homefront National Historic Park. I work with both education and community outreach, and I do interpretation sometimes during the week as well. I've also had experience working at Golden Gate National Recreation Area, where I was an academic intern for 2 years with experience in business management and the education team as well. Well, I think working with the National Park Service, you're going to witness ethical problems that happen all the time. They range from off-leash, dog walking, to taking political stance in uniform or not taking political stance in uniform as it should be, as well as a long list of other types of issues that could happen. But one in particular that I find myself in often is more in my personal time. And in that sense, sometimes when I go hiking with friends and I go on different trails with them, their agendas may be a lot different than mine. So it's not unusual for some people to recreate on the hikes and want to bring some beer or some alcohols, but when that becomes a little bit too unruly and they start disrupting the wild or hurting nature or harassing other people around you, that's when it becomes an issue, and you really have to choose between the job and your responsibilities as a park ranger on or off duty versus you being with your friends at that period of time. Because on one side of it, you want to hang out with your friends and you want to just relax with them. You don't want any pressure, nor do you want to cause any arguments in this recreational time. But simultaneously, as a park ranger, you understand why it's so important to protect the national parks, no matter whether it's the park that you work at or another one. And you understand why the rules are what they are. So I think the struggle really is just trying to find that balance and trying to find a way to help them understand the Leave No Trace principles. I think there's a lot of pressures. There's pressures from both sides. There's pressure from the friends' side because recreationally you don't want to be the person that polices them. You don't want to be the person that hurts the atmosphere or the peace going on with the group that day. You don't want to cause any bad taste in anyone's mouth, or you don't want to upset anybody. But when you think about your role as a park ranger, your role as a park ranger is to be the advocate for the trees and be the advocate for nature and the lands that are being protected. And no one can really speak for them other than you. So I think the pressure really just comes from wanting to make sure that you're fulfilling your duties as a park ranger, but not stepping on your friends' toes at the same time. You really have to set yourself apart, and 3, you wouldn't be doing that to set yourself apart if you didn't love what you do. So just remember, if you do find yourself in the future at any point kind of balancing between wanting to be a friend versus wanting to be the advocate for the trails or advocate for the animals or the trees, just remember that it's really important, and they're going to need us because they don't have voices for themselves.